Everyone knows Julie Andrews as a shining star in the world of movies and musicals. She has always been loved by millions for her beautiful voice, warm smile, and kind heart. But not many people know that behind all the fame and success there was a moment that changed her life completely. This moment was not happy or bright. It was a time of pain and secrets, something Julie had kept hidden for a very long time. At the height of her career, when she was at her most popular, something happened that changed everything she had built. It was an affair, a secret relationship that many did not know about. This affair was not just a simple mistake. It was something that ended her marriage and affected her deeply. People often think that celebrities have perfect lives, full of happiness and easy success. But the truth is very different. Julie's life was full of challenges, even when the cameras were rolling and the applause was loud. Behind closed doors, she faced difficult times. This secret affair was like a dark cloud hanging over her bright world. It was a secret that she could not tell anyone for many years, because it would hurt many people and could ruin her image. But the pain of hiding it was even greater. Imagine living with a secret that affects everything you love but you cannot share it with anyone. At that time, Julie was married to her husband, who was also a part of the entertainment world. They had built a life together, and many believed their love was strong. But the affair changed all of that. It caused fights, tears, and sadness. It was not easy to face the truth or to make decisions about what would happen next. For Julie, this was a moment that broke her heart and made her question everything she believed about love and trust. She had to decide if she could forgive or if it was time to move on. This was not just about one person's mistake, it was about two people's lives being changed forever. The affair was kept secret for many years. Julie was very careful to protect her family and her career. She worked hard to keep the pain away from the public eye because she wanted to be remembered for her talent, not for a personal mistake. But the secret was always there, like a shadow in her life. It followed her through every movie, every song, and every award. Sometimes she would feel lonely and sad, but she never gave up. She continued to shine on stage and screen, showing the world her strength and grace. This moment of betrayal did not stop her from becoming a legend. What makes this story even more interesting is the fact that Julie Andrews waited until she was 89 years old to speak about it. Why did she keep quiet for so long? What made her finally decide to share this painful part of her life? These questions make people curious. Maybe she wanted to protect her loved ones, or maybe she needed time to heal, or perhaps she wanted to control the story and tell it in her own way. Whatever the reason, her decision to finally speak out shows courage and honesty. It reminds us that even famous people have struggles and secrets, but they can still find peace by facing them. This moment that changed it all was more than just a story about an affair. It was a turning point in Julie Andrews' life. It taught her many lessons about forgiveness, strength, and hope. She learned that even when life is very hard, it is possible to move forward and find happiness again. Her story is a reminder that everyone has difficult moments, but those moments do not have to define us. Julie's ability to survive and grow after this painful time shows her true character and spirit. It also helps us see her as a real person, not just a star on the screen. Thinking about this secret moment makes us wonder about the people we admire and how much we really know about their lives. Sometimes we only see the good parts, but everyone has a story behind the smile. Julie Andrews' story teaches us to be kind and understanding because we never know what others are going through. It also teaches us the power of honesty and bravery. When Julie finally shared her truth, she inspired many people who have their own struggles and secrets. Her story gives hope that no matter how hard life gets, it is never too late to speak out and heal. In the end, the moment that changed it all was not just about the affair. It was about a woman who faced her pain, chose to keep going, and finally found the courage to tell her story. Julie Andrews' life is full of ups and downs, just like anyone else's. But what makes her special is how she handled those hard times with grace and strength. Her story reminds us that everyone has a past, and sometimes sharing that past can help us all feel less alone. At 89, when many people are quiet about their lives, Julie Andrews chose to speak, showing that truth and courage have no age limits. Julie Andrews is known all over the world for her beautiful voice and lovely smile. She has been part of many famous movies and songs that people still enjoy today. But have you ever wondered what her life was really like behind all the bright lights and loud applause? What was happening when the cameras stopped rolling? Many people think that her life was perfect, like a fairy tale. But the truth is very different. Julie had struggles and sadness that most people did not know about. Her life behind the curtain was not easy at all. From a young age, Julie worked very hard to become the star she is today. She did not have an easy start. Growing up, she faced many challenges that shaped who she became. Her childhood was filled with music and dreams, but also with tough times. She learned to be strong and keep going, even when things were hard. This strength helped her become a great actress and singer, but it also hid the pain she felt inside. Behind the scenes, Julie's life was full of ups and downs that few people could see. As her career grew, Julie became very famous. People loved her in movies like The Sound of Music and Mary. She was like a bright star shining on stage and screen. But fame also brought pressure. She had to keep up a perfect image for the world. This meant hiding any problems she had in her personal life. She had to act like everything was fine, even when it was not. Imagine having to smile and sing every day when your heart feels heavy. This is the secret life behind the curtain that Julie lived. One of the biggest challenges in her life was her marriage. Many people thought she had a happy family, but behind closed doors, things were different. The affair that later became public was just one part of a bigger story. There were moments of sadness, fights, and broken trust. Julie had to deal with feelings of hurt and confusion. This made her question many things about love and life. It was hard to keep these feelings hidden while being in the public eye. She felt alone, even though millions of people admired her. Even though Julie had pain, she continued to work hard. She never let her personal problems stop her from doing what she loved. She went on to sing, act, and inspire many people. Her talent was her way of coping with difficult times. Through her music and movies, she shared joy with the world, even when she felt sad inside. This made her story even more powerful. It shows how someone can be strong and kind, even when life is not perfect. People are curious about how Julie managed to keep her struggles a secret for so long. How did she do it? The answer is simple but also very difficult. She focused on her work and tried to protect her family. She did not want to cause pain or drama. She wanted to be remembered for her talent, not for her mistakes. This shows how much she cared about others, even when she was hurting herself. It also shows her courage and strength to face life's challenges quietly. Behind the curtain, Julie's life was full of lessons. She learned about love, forgiveness, and moving on. She discovered that life is not always fair, but we can still find happiness. She found ways to heal her heart and keep going. Her story teaches us that everyone has hard times, even people we admire. It reminds us to be kind and understanding because we never know what someone is going through. Julie's life behind the curtain is a story of hope and courage. Thinking about Julie's secret life makes us wonder about our own lives too. What do we hide from others? How do we deal with pain and problems? Julie's story encourages us to be strong and brave. It shows that we can keep going, even when things are hard. It also tells us that it is okay to have struggles and that we don't have to be perfect. Just like Julie Andrews, we all have a life behind the curtain, but that does not stop us from shining. In the end, Julie Andrews' life behind the curtain was not easy, but it made her who she is. It gave her strength to face the world and share her gifts. It showed her true character and helped her grow. Her story is a reminder that behind every smile, there is a story. Behind every star, there is a person with feelings and struggles. Julie's life teaches us to look deeper and to appreciate the strength it takes to live fully, even when life is not perfect. This is the real story of Julie Andrews, the star we love and admire. Julie Andrews is a name everyone knows and respects. She has given the world unforgettable songs and movies that people still love. But even stars have moments that change everything, moments that are not part of the bright spotlight. For Julie, there was one moment in her life that changed everything she had worked for. This moment was full of pain and secrets. It was a turning point that she kept hidden for many years. Imagine being at the top of your career, loved by millions, and then suddenly your whole life is shaken by something you never expected. This was that moment for Julie. At the time, Julie was enjoying the success of her career. She had won awards and was admired all over the world. Her voice brought joy to so many people, but behind the scenes something was wrong. There was a secret that no one knew. An affair had started that would change the course of her life. This was not just a simple mistake or a small problem. It was serious and painful. It hurt her deeply and affected everything she cared about. The affair was with someone she trusted, which made it even harder to accept. This moment was very difficult for Julie. It was the kind of pain that cannot be shown on stage or in movies. It was real and personal. It caused fights and sadness in her family. She had to face a truth that was hard to believe. The person she loved had betrayed her, and it broke her heart. This was a moment where she felt lost and alone. She had to decide what to do next. Would she forgive and try to move on, or would she let this pain end everything she had? This choice was not easy, and it stayed with her for many years. The affair was kept secret for a long time. Julie did not want the world to know about this painful part of her life. She wanted to protect her family and her career. She worked hard to keep everything together. She put on a brave face and kept singing and acting. The world saw a strong and happy Julie Andrews, but inside she was struggling. This made her story even more powerful because it showed how people can hide their pain behind a smile. She kept going, even when it was very hard. Many people wonder why Julie waited so long to speak about this. Why did she keep it a secret for so many years? The answer is part of what makes her story so interesting. Sometimes people hide painful truths to protect themselves and others. Maybe Julie needed time to heal or was afraid of what would happen if she spoke out. When she finally decided to talk about the affair at 89 years old, it was a brave act. It showed she was ready to face her past and share her truth. This made people curious about what she had gone through and how she found the strength to speak. This moment changed not only Julie's life but also how people saw her. It showed her as a real person with feelings, not just a famous star. It helped fans understand her struggles and admire her even more. Her story is about pain, yes, but also about courage and hope. It teaches us that even the strongest people have moments of weakness, but they can find ways to heal and grow. Julie's journey after this moment is a lesson in resilience and grace. The affair was not just a secret from the past. It shaped Julie's future. It made her rethink what she wanted from life and love. It changed her relationships and how she viewed trust. This moment pushed her to become stronger and more careful about who she let into her life. It was painful, but it helped her grow in ways she never expected. Her story is a reminder that difficult moments can lead to important changes and new beginnings. Thinking about this moment makes us realize how fragile life can be. One event can change everything we know and believe. Julie Andrews' experience teaches us to be gentle with ourselves and others. Everyone faces hard times, and sometimes these times shape who we become. Julie's story encourages us to keep going, even when the world feels dark. It shows that healing is possible, and truth can bring peace. Her moment of pain became a story of strength that inspires millions. In the end, the moment that changed it all was a difficult chapter in Julie Andrews' life. It was a moment of betrayal, sadness, and tough decisions. But it was also the start of a new journey for her. She learned about forgiveness, healing, and courage. Her story reminds us that life is full of surprises, both good and bad. What matters most is how we face those moments, and what we learn from them. Julie Andrews showed us that even in the hardest times we can find light and hope. Julie Andrews had lived a long life full of fame, success, and music, but for many years she kept a big secret hidden from the world. It was a secret that caused pain and silence, something she did not talk about until she was 89 years old. You might wonder why someone would wait so long to share such a personal and difficult part of their life. What made Julie finally decide to speak out after all those years? This question makes her story very interesting and gives us a reason to think deeper about courage and timing. For decades, Julie remained quiet about the affair that changed her life. She was careful not to let the secret affect her public image or hurt the people around her. Many stars choose silence to protect their families and careers, but this silence can be very heavy and lonely. Julie's silence was not just about hiding the truth, it was also about healing herself and finding peace. Sometimes people need time to understand their feelings and accept what happened before they can talk about it openly. This is a part of life that many people can relate to, even if their stories are different. One reason Julie might have waited so long is because of the fear of judgment. When someone in the public eye reveals a personal secret, it can lead to harsh opinions and unwanted attention. Julie had spent her life being a role model, someone people looked up to. She probably worried that speaking out could change how people saw her. Would fans still admire her? Would the story overshadow her accomplishments? These thoughts can stop anyone from sharing painful truths, especially when the truth involves betrayal and heartbreak. Another reason for her silence could be respect for those involved. Speaking about the affair meant revealing private moments that affected more than just herself. Julie may have wanted to protect the people who were part of that story, including her family and the person involved in the affair. Respecting others' privacy is important, even when the truth is hard to keep. This shows Julie's thoughtful nature and her care for others, even in difficult times. It also shows that sometimes telling the truth means balancing honesty with kindness. But what changed when Julie turned 89? Why did she finally feel ready to share her story? As people grow older, they often think about their lives and what they want to leave behind. Sometimes age brings a new kind of courage. The fear of judgment becomes smaller compared to the desire to be honest and free. Julie might have wanted to tell her story so that people would know the real her, not just the perfect image they saw on screen. Sharing her truth could be a way to heal fully and to inspire others who face their own struggles. The moment Julie spoke out was powerful because it showed bravery. At 89, many people choose to live quietly without stirring up the past, but Julie chose a different path. She opened up about her pain and mistakes, showing that it is never too late to speak the truth. This courage gives hope to many people, especially those who think it is too late to share their own stories. Julie's decision reminds us that honesty and healing do not have an age limit. We can all find strength to be real and open, no matter when we choose to do it. Her story also creates curiosity. What exactly did Julie say? How did she feel when she spoke out? What did her family and fans think? People want to know the details because her story is so real and human. It is not just about a famous person but about someone who faced pain and chose to be brave. This curiosity helps us connect with her on a deeper level. It makes her story more than just news. It becomes a lesson in life and courage. By finally sharing her story, Julie also changed how people see her legacy. She is no longer just a talented actress and singer. She is also a woman who faced her past with honesty and strength. This makes her more relatable and inspiring. It shows that everyone has struggles, even those who seem perfect. Her openness helps break the silence around difficult topics and encourages others to be truthful about their own lives. The time she waited to speak also shows how important timing is in life. Sometimes we cannot share our stories until we are ready. This is okay because healing takes time. Julie's story teaches us patience and the power of choosing the right moment to be honest. It reminds us that sharing our truth is a personal journey, not something that should be rushed or forced. In the end, Julie Andrews' decision to speak out at 89 was an act of great courage and wisdom. It shows us that silence can protect us, but truth can free us. Her story invites us to think about our own secrets and fears. Maybe we too are holding back parts of our lives because of fear or respect. Julie's journey encourages us to find our own time to speak and to believe in the power of honesty and healing. Her story is a beautiful reminder that life is full of surprises and second chances. It tells us that no matter how long we wait, it is never too late to tell our story, face our fears and find peace. Julie Andrews at 89 showed the world what true bravery looks like, and her example will continue to inspire many generations to come. Julie Andrews has been a beloved figure for many years, admired for her talent, kindness and grace. But behind the fame and smiles, she went through times that were difficult and painful. When someone we look up to shares their story, especially about hard times, it makes us curious. We want to know how they managed to stay strong and what they learned from those challenges. Julie's story is no different. After years of silence, she finally spoke about her life and the painful moments she faced. This made many people wonder, how did she find the strength to forgive and move on? Forgiveness is not easy for anyone, especially when deep hurt and betrayal are involved. Julie's story shows us that forgiveness is a journey, not a quick decision. For years she had to live with the pain caused by the affair and the broken trust. This pain could have made her bitter or angry, but she chose a different path. She decided to forgive, not just for the other person but for herself. Forgiving meant letting go of the heavy feelings that kept her stuck in the past. It was a way to heal her heart and find peace. The process of forgiveness is often long and slow. It is not something that happens overnight. Julie had to work through many feelings like sadness, anger, and disappointment. She had to understand that people make mistakes and that no one is perfect. Forgiving did not mean forgetting what happened. Instead, it meant accepting the past and choosing to focus on the future. This took a lot of strength and courage. It showed that Julie was not just a star on the stage but a strong person in real life. Many people wonder what helped Julie reach forgiveness. Was it her faith, her family, or something inside her? The answer is probably a mix of many things. Her faith might have given her hope and comfort during tough times. Her family's support could have been a source of strength and love. But most of all, it was Julie's own decision to let go of the pain and move forward. This teaches us that forgiveness is personal and different for everyone. We all find our own way to heal, and Julie's way is an inspiring example. Forgiveness also changed Julie's life in many positive ways. It allowed her to open her heart again. She could trust and love without fear holding her back. Forgiveness gave her freedom from anger and sadness. It made her happier and stronger. This shows that forgiving is not just about the other person but about caring for yourself. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the chains of hurt and find peace inside. Julie's story teaches us that forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves. Another important part of Julie's journey was learning to move on. Moving on means not letting the past control your life. For Julie, this was a big step. It meant leaving behind the pain and starting fresh. Moving on does not mean forgetting or pretending the hurt never happened. It means accepting what happened and choosing to live a full life despite it. This is not easy, but it is possible. Julie's life shows us that even after great pain we can find happiness again. Moving on also helped Julie grow as a person. She became wiser and more understanding. Her experiences made her more compassionate to others who are struggling. This made her not only a great artist but also a great human being. Her story teaches us that pain can be a teacher if we allow it. It helps us learn about ourselves and the world around us. Julie's strength to move on is a lesson in hope and resilience. People are curious about how Julie kept her happiness after all the struggles. How did she smile and inspire others despite her pain? The answer is that Julie found joy in many small things. She loved music, her family, and helping others. These things gave her reasons to smile every day. She also learned to take care of herself and her heart. This is something many people forget when they face hard times. Julie's story reminds us to look for joy even in dark moments. It shows us that happiness is possible, no matter what. Finally, Julie's journey of forgiveness and moving on is a message for all of us. It tells us that no matter what we face, we can find peace and happiness. It teaches us that forgiving and moving on are acts of courage. They help us heal and grow. Julie Andrews' story is not just about a famous actress. It is about a human being who faced life's challenges and chose hope. Her story inspires us to be strong, to forgive, and to believe in a better future. Julie Andrews' life is a story full of ups and downs, joy and pain, success and struggle. What makes her story even more interesting is how she found a way to turn the darkest times into a source of strength and hope. After sharing the difficult truth about the affair that changed her life, many people wanted to know how she managed to find peace and happiness again. This final part of her story is about her journey to healing and the lessons she learned along the way. It is not easy to heal from deep wounds, especially when they come from someone you love and trust. Julie's journey was not quick or simple. Healing takes time, patience, and a lot of courage. When something painful happens, it can feel like the hurt will never go away. But Julie showed that healing is possible even when the pain feels overwhelming. Her story encourages everyone who is hurting to keep believing in the chance for peace and joy. One of the first steps in Julie's healing was accepting what happened. Acceptance does not mean liking or forgetting the pain. It means facing reality and being honest with yourself. Julie had to look at the hurt and betrayal and say, "This is what happened and I will live with it." This is a powerful step because it stops the pain from controlling you. Acceptance helped Julie take back her power. It helped her move from feeling like a victim to feeling strong and in control of her life. Another important part of healing was forgiveness. Forgiving the person who hurt her was not easy, but it was necessary. Forgiveness freed Julie from carrying the heavy burden of anger and bitterness. It allowed her to open her heart again and find peace. This is a lesson that many people learn too late. Julie's example shows us that forgiveness is not just for the other person but for ourselves. It helps us heal and live happier lives. Julie also found healing in love and support from her family and friends. No one heals alone. Having people who care and listen makes a big difference. Julie's family stood by her through the hard times and helped her feel safe and loved. Friends and fans gave her encouragement and hope. This support gave Julie the strength to keep going and to believe in a better future. It reminds us that reaching out to others is an important part of healing. Her faith also played a role in her healing. For many people, faith gives comfort and hope when life is difficult. Julie found strength in her beliefs, which helped her trust that things could get better. Faith gave her a sense of peace even when her world felt broken. This is a powerful part of healing that many people experience. It shows that hope can come from many places, including something bigger than ourselves. Healing also meant learning to love herself again. After the pain, Julie had to remind herself that she was still worthy of love and happiness. She had to be kind to herself and take care of her own heart. This self-love helped her build confidence and find joy in life. It is easy to forget to love ourselves when we are hurting, but Julie's story teaches us that it is one of the most important parts of healing. Julie's journey was also about finding new meaning in life. After the affair and the pain, she looked for ways to grow and help others. She used her experiences to inspire people and show that no matter what happens, we can rise again. This gave her life purpose and joy. It helped her turn her pain into something beautiful and meaningful. This part of her story is very inspiring because it shows how we can turn difficult times into opportunities for growth. People are curious about what advice Julie would give to others going through pain. She would probably say that healing is possible, but it takes time and patience. She would encourage people to accept their feelings, forgive, and reach out for help. Most of all, she would remind us to be kind to ourselves and believe in the power of hope. Her story is a guide for anyone facing hard times. Finally, Julie Andrews' healing journey teaches us that life is about more than just success or fame. It is about how we face challenges and grow from them. Julie showed that even after great pain, we can find peace, love, and happiness again. Her story is a powerful reminder that healing is a process and that every step forward is a victory. It encourages us to keep going, no matter how hard life gets.